Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend with me. My name is Nichelle. I am the Startup CEO, helping you to start, market, grow, and profit in your own enterprise as the CEO of you. I typically work with small business owners, stay-at-home moms, anyone that's seeking to transition from corporate America into their own enterprise as the CEO of themselves. And that means owning and operating your own business. So if this is your first time to my broadcast, to my channel, don't let it be your last. Make sure you click the like button. Make sure you click the little red subscribe button and become a part of the CEO family. I would love to have you here and appreciate you being here as well. Today, we're going to talk about the housing crisis in America 2020. Now, little disclosure here. I want you to really be mindful of what I'm saying. Use the information as it suits you in your life. Get professional assistance and advice if it is needed to help you through this transition that we're getting ready to go through. I am a licensed real estate broker. I've been in the business of real estate over 28 years. I've seen multiple situations where crises have arrived. We've gotten through them just fine. Now, there has always been a breakdown of a whole lot of things going on in the crisis. And unfortunately, when you hear the word crisis, you know that it comes with disaster. And um, there is going to be um, a lot of quote unquote disaster after this situation. And reason being is this is the first time that I personally, in the 28 years that I've been involved in real estate, that I have seen something of this magnitude to have taken place. And so when, again, I had to put my blue yeti on there, but when we talk about crisis, we literally want to be mindful that this is the beginning of something drastic that's going to happen to, if not you, somebody you know. And so I want to today, I want to share with you some stats. I want to share with you some information that hopefully and prayerfully that if you utilize the steps that I'm going to give you, if you continue to do the research, you will weather this storm as well. Just because it's a crisis does not mean that you can't come out of it triumphantly. Yes, you can. I've seen it happen. As I mentioned, I've lived through, been a part of, in a business aspect of many crises as it relates to housing and being a real estate broker. So this conversation actually came about because I was talking to a couple of clients that currently have contracts on homes now. One of them just lost their job in the process of getting ready to purchase a home. We're in the middle of a contract. So right now, everybody's trying to figure out what's next because being that they lost their job, which was the income to help provide for them to purchase the home, to be able to close on the home and to live in the home, that does not exist anymore. They don't have the funds. And typically lenders don't lend to you if you don't have a proof or something to show what you make or what type of income you make. So right now, a lot of people are in this situation. They were getting ready to buy and then life hit them, crisis hit them. Right now, more than 20 million Americans lost their job this year in April. Right now, about 15% are still unemployed, looking for work, trying to find a way out of what's going on. Jobless rates are at their almost highest than we've ever seen them in years. And again, I've lived through different tragedies and crises to see that we too will rebound from this. You got to stay positive. You got to stay motivated. And when I'm talking to my clients, even those that are in transition of purchasing a home or already purchased a home and they got that pink slip, I remind them that stay positive, stay motivated, keep looking, don't just give up and don't give in. Why? Because things happen, life will continue and get better. Um, Moratoriums are really scheduled to be lifted here shortly. Last weekend, I posted on my Facebook page that Congress they went home. Went home. They went home while Americans were trying to figure out what was their next move with finding or keeping their home. But Congress right now they left and went home. So right now they're working on all that stuff. But right now, 28 million Americans who are renters are at the process where they may lose or be evicted from their current place of living. 4.1 million homeowners are in foreclosure or in forbearance right now, per se, excuse me, forbearance, according to the Mortgage Bankers Association. So I'm going to go over a little bit of what forbearance is and how it can possibly assist you. So literally, the federal law says banks, mortgages, lenders have 120 days before they can legally foreclose on you. However, that's a federal law. There are state laws as well, and every state is different. And so before you stop paying your mortgage, before you stop paying rent, make sure you know what the state laws are where you are, so that you don't get caught up in a situation where you lose, meaning that your state overrides what you think or even what the bank thinks. Because banks, they're not in the business of real estate. I'm in the business of real estate. Banks are there to lend, not be property managers. They're not there to be landlords or anything of that sort. So they literally don't want your home, but they will take your home. So we need to be clear on that. Banks don't want your home, but they will take it. And so know your state laws, things that are taking place in your state, so that you don't get caught up in that. Forbearance. Now, during this crisis, before it entered, I had several clients call me and ask me about a forbearance. Call your lender. That's the first thing I want to make you aware of. Call your lender. Every lender does not offer that opportunity. But if your lender does offer a forbearance opportunity, it may be suitable for you depending on your financial status. And the bank will ask you that. Your mortgager will ask you your financial status. In fact, you had to fill out a ton of paperwork in order to get the process started. I think they've lessened it a little bit now, but you're going to have to fill out some kind of paperwork to give some kind of substantiated evidence or proof that you cannot currently afford their mortgage payment. But basically, the forbearance allows you to reduce or not pay your mortgage for an extended period of time. Now, I know at first it was like 3 months. Some lenders, I know mine does. My lender says 3 months. I'm going to allow you to forbear your mortgage. But at the end of that 3 months, everything that you forbeared is due and payable. So my question, if you didn't have it then, how you going to have it now, especially if nothing has changed with the situation that we're currently going under in this crisis. So that is something that you need to be mindful of. You know, if they're giving you an extension, I hear one mortgage company is giving their mortgagees 6 months. How awesome. Some of them are under this situation or giving them 3 months and they don't have to repay. They just tag whatever they owed on the back of their loan, which is awesome as well, especially under the current circumstances. So you need to really, number one that you want to do is pick up the phone, call your landlord or call your mortgage company and ask them what type of protocols or plans do they have in place if you lose your job. If you've already lost your job, ask them that as well. Because believe it or not, people are more willing to work with you when you communicate with them versus not work with you if you say nothing. You know, I'm a landlord myself, and I know that when people come to me with a problem, because I know I've had problems in my life, I haven't been able to pay things in my life. So I'm open to the idea that they will have them as well. But when people come to you, you have to have a plan in place. So they're saying extend the moratorium on land for renters. My question is, what are they going to do for landlords like myself? Because if I don't get the rent from my tenants, which I can go a couple of months and not worry about it, but eventually it's going to catch up with landlords, and landlords need to be able to pay that payment as well. So when my clients called me today and they were talking about some different options, I was telling them, call your bank, talk to them about the forbearance, see what is available to you. If you are renting, call your landlord, ask them what type of options do they have in place for you to assist you through this struggle, this crisis, this transition. Number two, you want to be able to work some type of arrangements out with your lender or your landlord. Perhaps maybe you can pay a certain amount, a percentage of it on a regular basis until you catch up. But still keep in mind, all of that amount will come due and payable at some point. And if you're not able to pay it then, you could risk eviction or foreclosure. And so when that situation happens, you have to put something in place, a plan in place. But contact your lender, also negotiate some type of rent payments that you can give them, perhaps maybe half. If you can't pay half, perhaps maybe a fourth, or if you can't pay fourth, maybe, a third, or excuse me, 1/10, something that you can reassure the landlord or the mortgage company that you are true to your word. Your word is bond, and what you tell them, you need to really follow through. Number three, you want to analyze your budget. Whatever your budget is right now, you need to sit down and really go through it to see what you can afford. Because, see, if you can't currently afford where you are, you may be able to have options to move into another place. Your landlord may have other rental places where you can move to that may be less rent. Your mortgage company may allow you to sell short sale. Now, I work with a lot of clients with short sale. I'm a short sale specialist, helping people to get out of their homes or mortgages they cannot afford into something they could. So speak with a realtor in that perspective. Speak to your mortgage company first, and then they'll tell you to contact a realtor to help you list your house as a short sale. Now, those are like to the extreme. I mean, you probably don't want to move out of your house. I understand. But if you can't afford it and you're going to eventually end up foreclosing, it's better to do a short sale than to foreclose. Both of them tentatively will be on your credit report, more so the foreclosure. Now, the short sale will more than likely be on your credit report as well, showing as a loss or as a deficit. And then they may send you a statement at the end of the year stating that you sold this house for less than what it's worth. But you need to speak with your mortgage company to reassure that these are the things that are going to take place, or if they will take place. So after you analyze your budget, know what you're able to pay, and then you can quickly assess what it is that you need to do from a financial standpoint if you are hit with this housing crisis. Number four, tap into your 401k plan. 401ks have a hardship plan, a hardship loan that most people don't know about that you will qualify for. Now, you perhaps may have to pay at the end of the year for taking it out because it's an early withdrawal, but some hardship plans don't hurt you where you don't have to pay anything if it's a hardship loan. And not having housing or not being able to pay your mortgage or your rent is a hardship. So reach out to your 401k company and ask them about a hardship loan. Okay, so you may be able to qualify for that. And again, it's your money, so you're borrowing from yourself, which means that you're paying yourself interest, which literally is a win-win situation under the circumstances. So keep that in mind as well. Number four, you want to tap into a 401k for a hardship loan. Number five, you literally want to reach out to local agencies. Now, some agencies I know that really help, pardon me, some agencies that I know as a realtor that I always give to my clients that help in case of hardship: Red Cross, Catholic Charities, your local churches, the United Way, HUD, and the Salvation Army. Those are a few places that I know that will help you if you are financially in hardship, even for utilities. They help with utility companies because that too, I know in my local area, the utility company is starting back in August to turn people's utilities off. And so if you could reach out to some of these agencies in advance, you can get that money to help assist you so your utilities won't get cut off. And so again, the Red Cross, Catholic Charities, churches, United Way, HUD, and Salvation Army. And the last thing that I want to leave you with, which is always a tough thing for people to do, if you have family, ask them. A lot of times people don't want to ask their families for one reason or another, pride. I understand that, but sometimes we have to really understand that pride is not going to get us anywhere, but possibly in trouble. And so if you are in a situation where you have a family member, reach out to them to see if they will give you some assistance, a loan, a short-term loan, until you are able to pay them back. So those are the tips that I have for you today. If you have any other questions or concerns, please leave them below, and I will do my best to answer them accordingly and appropriately due to the fact that each state does different things. Again, I suggest that you reach out to your local officials in your area. Most of them have ideas or suggestions to be able to help those that are in distress at this current time. Check local websites for your local government. That's another place that you can go to try to get tips. And even check with the companies themselves, the utility companies. What type of companies do they work with to help you in a time of need? Again, reach out to your mortgage company, your landlord, and there are always somebody out. There's always somebody out there to help you. A lot of times pride gets in our way, as I mentioned earlier, and we don't want to ask for help. But I tell you what, everybody gets down sometimes, everybody gets in trouble. Not everybody, but trouble finds us some kind of way. And if you haven't, then keep living, because things happen to people every day that require them to put their pride on the shelf and be able to ask for assistance. So, again, I greatly appreciate each and every one of you for being here. If this is your first time here, do not let it be your last. If you like anything business, real estate, life, travel, food, this is the channel for you, lifestyle channel of the Startup CEO. Go ahead and click that subscribe button. Make sure you click that like button, because it helps with analytics to help keep my video up top. And I greatly appreciate you for being a part of my space. Blessings and peace unto you. Until next time, may everything you touch, may it turn to gold. Take care. Bye-bye.